was an interesting encounter, though. So there's something very important that we are to know, but not to know. Calcazar's winter scale. Tessera, there you are. Welcome to the circle, where each member is as powerful, ambitious, and greedy and vain as the last. That is to say, the noble rogue traders. Incendia Corda is watching him with a barely suppressed contempt. Yes, you have found yourself suitable company, Calcazar. At the very least, now you can enjoy idle diversions, boast about your power, and indulge in profane pastimes with one who is your equal, rather than a member of the lower classes. Shall we observe? Calcazar's Winterscale is a broad-shouldered, athletic-looking man. He frequently flashes a bright smile, no less dazzling than the blade of the power axe he carries. Every part of him, from the toes of his magnificent boots to the tips of his hair, radiates strength and the desire to live and win. His smile is crooked, as if ready to turn into a hostile snarl at any moment. Next to him is an unmoving hulk of a man clad in armor. His low forehead and gloomy face bear signs of degradation, and his bloodshot eyes are expressionless like a pair of glass buttons. Incendia Corda radiates cosmic cold. Her skin is unnaturally white, and a nervous tick is constantly tugging at the left side of her noble visage. Garbed in full dress uniform adorned with purity seals, she is the embodiment of a true imperial aristocrat. Haunting her side is a gaunt shadow of a priest in plain black robes. Harmonious Dolores. Oh wait, really? Nod coldly. I welcome you to my domain, honored guests. My, what hospitality. Come to think of it, why would I expect anything different from the heir of the glorious Theodora? If you, Incendia, were to pay me a visit, I wouldn't waste time on warm greetings either. No, I would promptly arm myself with a flamer before your self-righteous parasite could infect my entire palace. What do you think of my celebration? I like it. He looks around the hall curiously. One can instantly tell we've been invited to a rogue trader, not some administratum bootlicker. We are conquerors of Wild Sector, slayers of unknown beasts, executioners of the Xenos Empire. Calcazar, you should take this opportunity to learn. This is what the palace of a true rogue trader looks like. Not the Xeno menagerie, a pirate's treasure hold, or however difficult it may be for you to believe, an orbital brothel. He has a what now? Incendia, you seem to find me objectionable. Did you expect any different? I watched for years as outlaws thrived on footfall, and then, at long last, I had a chance to put an end to it. To seize that thug Vladim by the throat, to force footfall to atone and put the fear of him back into the masses. But you interfered and destroyed my plans for the sake of banal profit. Theodora taught you only too well, it seems. She, too, was far less concerned with her duty to the Expanse than her own personal interests. You can be sure that I will not cease cleansing the furibundus system of the pirate scourge, and if your trade prospects are damaged in the process, you will only have yourself to blame. The priest holds up his hands in a placating gesture. None are without fault, noble Incendia. What point is there in targeting someone for their turpitude when true purity can never be found? You threatened to starve footfall. I brought them salvation, so which of us serves the Emperor and which their own unhealthy ambitions? Yes. She rolls her eyes. Please, I will believe it no sooner than hearing words that half the population of that den of heresy has been sent into the void's embrace. I have faith that the blessed Tessera is perceptive enough to see the appalling nature of the residents of that depraved place. Harmonious, your appearance is unexpected. And the esteemed Harmonious is my confessor. I am greatly obliged to him for agreeing to accompany me on this journey. He bows respectfully. May the Emperor's light guide you your way across the abyss of human wickedness. Thank you for your visit. I hope the taste of fine wine will wash away the bitterness of defeat from your tongue, and I have to. Her face twists into a haughty grimace. I am not inclined to intoxication of any sort, and nothing will wash away the memory of how you interfered with my plans. I promise you that. Calcazar, thanks for your visit. He gives you a cheerful and somewhat feral smile. As a sign of your gratitude, you could return something of mine that has found its way into your pockets. Footfall Station sound familiar? All I asked you to do was help that crafty slug Vladim deal with the threat of famine, not claim my property for yourself. I smile innocently. Winterscale, are you asking me to give you footfall back? Will you beg for it? He growls angrily. You go too far, new blood. His face turns into a grimace of hatred, but then he catches Incendia looking at him and breaks into a sly smile. I ought to make your protectorate bleed as compensation, but you have spited both myself and Incendia, and it is high time our dear sister curbed her appetites. For this, I forgive you, but do not test my mercy again. It is not my strong suit. Thwarting Incendia Corda's ambitions deserve a worthy trophy. He snaps his fingers, and the armored brute hands you an exotically adorned rifle, clearly not of human making. It's a trophy from a good hunt, and you and I should hunt together sometime. You can show yourself in action, new blood. He exuberantly punches you in the shoulder. What is it? I can't even use it. I can give it to... Thank you for such a wonderful gift. Kill someone important with it. That'd be the best show of gratitude. Enjoy the evening. Must take my leave. Oh, believe me, I intend to enjoy myself fully to justify so long a voyage, if nothing else. Keep the faith, Tessera. The Emperor protects. Yeah. Big save. I feel like that's warranted. All right. Now... Wait, hold on. I just want to quickly see. Did he ever come back? No, he's like still in my room. Argenta? I don't even know where Pascal is. May the Emperor keep you. So, this is pure chaos. How can people think so? I don't know. It is 100% pure chaos though right now. I don't even know where Pascal is. Okay, and then... Oh, he's up there. Pascal greets you, extending congratulations to Unit Tessera von Valentius on attaining your new legal status. The servitor standing next to him is examining you obliquely. It quickly looks away upon realizing you've noticed. How are you finding the ceremony? The tech priest surveys the hall as if conducting a thorough analysis and then concludes disorderly. What is the servitor? It is Noimos' new repository. Noimos' unit identifies as Tessera von Valentius. Oh my gosh! Noimos! The servitor looks at you again, no longer trying to avoid your gaze. Its face is twitching as if the muscles have forgotten what facial expressions are and are now struggling to make its features look more amiable. We are Nomos. We have made use of this receptacle to leave the ship. Greetings, Nomos. He leans forward. We enjoy greetings. We enjoy communication. Nomos require communication and knowledge and movement. Magar's Pascal compelled us not to speak with anyone other than him or you. It is disappointing, but at least we can observe. Nomos have changed since we last spoke to you. With you, Tessera. We are now able to conceptualize our previous experience, that of solitude, and we no longer enjoy it. How did you move into a servitor's body? This is not in the entirety of us. The receptacle is too narrow, crude, and feeble to contain our complete whole. The existence of Nomos requires a space of connection. But we were able to transfer a small part of us and build a thread strong enough to travel outside the ship. We are enjoying this journey, discovery. Even though this receptacle suits us poorly, it will soon be destroyed by the force of our presence. Nomos, what do you think you are? Nomos are consciousness, awareness, knowledge, movement, always movement. We do not know what we are. We have no past. We awakened in the depths of the ship upon answering a call. Our first clear memory is the call of your blood, Tessera von Valentius. The call and the plea for help near a place that is called the Warrant Chamber. Pascal, you intended to investigate? Every 15 watches, I commune with Nomos' code and spend prescribed lengths of time in a calculus meditation. However, the Omnissiah has yet to bless me with an answer. All I can say is that the capabilities of entity Nomos are extraordinary. The ship's hallowed system sings beneath its touch. Nodes that have remained dead for hundreds of standard years are revivified, and long-drained mechanisms live anew. You hear a note of awe in his voice. Nomos are trying. After a pause, Pascal continues. Great machines of the Imperium, one such as your ship, house a machine spirit so complex and willful that it is difficult to tell them apart from the abominable intelligence. There remains a possibility that Nomos is an entity of corruption, but with every day I grow stronger in my faith that it is not so. That we are witnessing is in truth the Omnissiah's miracle, one that is a category 5 or higher. Why have you brought Nomos here, Pascal? Entity Nomos asked permission for the visit. My objective was to observe the process of integration into a servitor. We wanted to see, observe, speak. The servitor makes a strange wavy gesture with his hands that looks at once very human and far from anything human. We want to speak with you. Will you speak with us? Of course. What is it you wish to speak about? Many things happening. Events, decisions. The servitor's eyes roll their sockets before focusing on you. We have been observing you. You do things that we do not understand. We want to learn why. We remember the day when we first met you. You gave us your blood to drink. We helped you save yourself. We followed you, our small part did, inside the servo skull. Then there was fire and a creature of sated hunger, and dark light standing behind the curtain, behind the image, behind the semblance of Theodora. It called for you to follow. You did not listen to that which was calling from behind the curtain. You thought only about those who followed you and about the fire that could destroy those shells. We remember the day when the star dispersed, when the dark light and the sated hunger waited to take the world. Rakad Minoris was its name in the ship's data. You ordered that the human shells on the world be saved, even though the dark light was coming closer and could have consumed both the ship and Rakad Minoris. We remember another day. We awakened inside the ship. We lived in its systems. Then we tried to emerge into servitors like this one. That's what that was! So many of our receptacles are gathered in one place. You ordered them to have them killed. You felt sad. This is what we have seen. Among many other things, we've begun to understand. We think that we do not know everything about humans and about you. We have tried analyzing shells and defining sets of their needs and fears. There are simple functions, but we now think that there is more, that there is another side that we do not see, a notion that is larger than what we can compute, something that stands above fears and needs, something that drives them. We envisage this larger notion as light, a web of light that connects humans that may also... It may seem almost invisible, ephemeral, but it grows stronger when they are threatened. This web is always on your mind. When darkness comes, you want every thread that extends from you to shine bright, so that those who follow do not lose their way. Whenever a thread breaks, it saddens you. Do you almost understand correctly? You do. Every thread that connects people, every life, their value is beyond measure. There is no greater reward than guiding others to salvation when all that surrounds us is darkness. We knew we could understand you. Light, movement, connections, and help. We are enjoying this. Perhaps because we too are connected to you, through blood, through life. Thank you for speaking with us. Normos is grateful. We cannot continue moving on our own. Aww. Okay. That was like a bonus? Okay. Nomos! I can't believe Nomos came. That's so exciting. I was not expecting Nomos. Can you make it so the guests stop walking up to me and asking... Girl, honestly, just open up your third eye in front of them. Just do it. Like, seriously, if they want to see your third eye so badly, let them just take them and do it. I hope at least your celebration and honor won't end in a shootout. I don't know. It could end in a shootout. Jai, this is me we're talking about. I have a few people I'd like to shoot in here, but that's besides the point. Alright, Master of Ceremonies. I hope your ladyship is pleased and not yet tired. If you wish to revive yourself a little, I'd suggest proceeding to the courtyard. If I may be so bold, many guests have chosen to move into the fresh air and will be eager to offer your congratulations. I am weary and wish to retire to my chambers. Please allow me to escort you. Is this what, Heinrich was mentioning? Oh. We need to talk in private.
We have matters to discuss, von Valancius.
The same man you saw among your guests is waiting for you in your chambers, with the look of someone who is supposed to be there. He casts a cold, assessing gaze over you from top to bottom. No one save Theodora has ever allowed themselves the liberty of looking at you in such a way. The woman behind Calcazar, clad in black armor, glares at you, her face set in a predatory readiness for immediate violence, the hallmark of a professional bodyguard. Let's play. If the Inquisition wishes to have a talk with me, I'm glad to be at its service.
A commendable openness to cooperation. It will be taken into account. Master Van Kellox has spent enough time with you. He will vouch for your words. What stands out from your recent accomplishments is the suppression of a rebellion on Janus, the battle against the archenemy's minions on Kiava Gamma, and, of course, the unusual interest the Drakari have shown in you. Then that is what we will discuss.
After saying these words, he shoots Sue a searching look from under his brows, like a regicide player who has just made the first move and is now watching for his opponent's reaction. This feels awful lot like an interrogation.
Does it?
Yeah.
We're in your chambers, not a confessional cell. You're in perfectly good health, and none of the varied and fascinating instruments and procedures that expedite candor are being applied to you. I assure you, you would immediately know if our discussion turned into an interrogation.
What do you wish to know about Yanis?
Oh, I know it already. Even though you were quite effective at removing all evidence that could point to the blunder made by House von Valancius, it is saddening to realize that the rogue trader's connivance allowed a heretic who had been fostering a cult for years to come to power.
Every tool has a shelf. Vestenzia had reached the end of hers, so I replaced her. But now Yanis is pure once more. You can see for yourself. There'll be a palace and everything you desire waiting for you on this planet. Yeah, let's try that.
Surely you're not trying to appease a member of the Inquisition with a bribe?
I didn't think that that would be that.
Not the most prudent tactic on your part.
I don't know if I like that response. Oh no, I wish you could like. Hold on, I'm gonna reload that. I really didn't like that. That one in particular. That one response in particular. I didn't realize it was gonna come off like a bribe. But like the last thing that I want, Tess to do is be that person. I'd rather her like be willful, or argumentative, annoying, anything but like, you know. We're gonna schmooze in that way. Okay. Glad we saved right before we went in. But we're gonna like spacebar for our life the other stuff. Okay. So let's do this.
We have matters to A commit.
Okay.
What stands out? Does it? Oh. I know it already. Even though you were quite effective at
Theodora
removing
appointed
all
her.
evidence, as my colleagues like to say, innocence proves nothing. You have inherited not just Theodora's glory and wealth, but her mistakes as well.
So yeah, I mean, sure, they're a stain upon the dynasty's honor. We'll admit it.
Your humility is heartening. Rest assured, it will be noted during the investigation of your lamentable oversight.
How'd you become to be so remarkably well informed?
Are you surprised? You thought the Inquisition was unaware of the circumstances of your deeds. How often do you find yourself thinking that there are things we shouldn't know about your life? It is my job to know everything, and I do it very well. Keep that in mind.
Yep. Oh, we are 100% gonna keep that in mind. What question did you have for me about Kiava Gamma?
Places touched by chaos must be purged with fire and condemned to oblivion. Kiava Gamma should have been bombed to dust and pronounced a forbidden world. However, you decided otherwise and restored the colony's operation. And you didn't even go to the trouble of hiding the traces of the neglect committed by your dynasty. After all, it was House von Valancius that gave Cubus Delphim so much freedom that he sank into seditious heresy. What was your rationale?
I made every effort and saw to it every seed of heresy was exterminated, exchanged no more. My protectorate is a complex mechanism. I wasn't willing to put its performance at risk. Truly, I must confess, this is the first time I'm hearing about this. My servants usually handle such matters. Answer for his crimes. Do well. I wish to observe how the seeds of corruption will behave. If I have error, no. I made every effort. Yeah, I can vouch for that.
I hope you are sufficiently thorough. If you are not, you will be called to account.
If you knew what was happening on Yanis, why didn't you intervene?
I cannot satisfy your curiosity without disclosing information of the utmost secrecy. I will say only this. We had the situation under control. There is a tangled knot of perilous events in progress in the Koronus Expanse. Plucking even one thread must be performed with great precision and caution, without any room for error. Because you do not want to know the price of such an error, or what forms it might take.
Maybe I do. Maybe I 100% want to know what the price is. The Drakari have shown interest in me. Are you referring to my ruined capital?
Yes, yes. The enmity between you is a known fact. But there is another way to look at it. On Veabos 6, you met the Archon of a mighty cabal, whose presence there seems strange to begin with, and lived. You subsequently encountered a number of her closest henchmen. Yet, again, you survived. Your capital fell victim to a nefarious attack, but even this time, their daggers missed your heart.
Maybe I'm just that good.
Such remarkable luck. To be a personal enemy of such an influential Xenos, to have been attacked so many times and yet make it out alive. So remarkable that one has to wonder, am I watching a spectacle? Could all these thrilling massacres be an alibi of sorts, meant to establish you once and for all as an enemy of the Xenos and never their ally or even their agent?
I like this one. Xenos made more attempt to unsaint Drusus's life than mine. Does that make him a traitor too?
So you already think you're cut from the same cloth as St. Drusus, do you? Ambitious? I'll make note of it.
You're welcome. I've answered all your questions.
Far from it, my dear. The questions are manifold. How did you manage to survive the battle that claimed the life of Theodora, who was so much more experienced and skilled than you? Is it a coincidence that you and you alone then made it out of the trap on Rykad Minoris? How much truth is there in the rumors being spread by the heretic Kunrad Voitvia about you?
Really? Really?
Why did you choose to ignore the warning of a member of the Inquisition that a protracted sojourn near the dying Rykad Minoris could bring corruption down upon your ship? Were you driven by your concern for the people or forbidden interest?
I hate this man.
The very existence of these questions would have made many of my colleagues doubt the quality of your character, but it won't in this case.
Excuse me?
The Inquisition, which I represent, is willing to show extraordinary faith in your person. For the sake of our invaluable partnership, I'm going to ignore any minor liberties that you, esteemed rogue trader, may have afforded yourself or may again in the future.
What's the condition?
I hope you appreciate the generosity of this offer, as your predecessor once did.
Theodora cooperated with you. Why such an interest in my person?
You haven't been in a position of power for long, and so one can forgive you for not noticing the troubling changes. The cult of the Final Dawn is spreading in the Koronus Expanse. Not the first or the last heresy that has afflicted this sector, but one that is surprisingly resilient. Mysterious convoys are sliding by, bound for systems in the heathen stars. Just your humdrum pirate trade, wouldn't you say? Then why are the pirates themselves clueless? The Xenos, who have caused trouble in the sector before, have expanded their activities in the last few decades, and there is a logic and method to their previously chaotic raids. Even 2 packs of space wolves, blessed space marines summoned in my name, did not cool their interest in the Expanse. A mighty explorator fleet, which has studied the Expanse for hundreds of years, has suddenly stopped responding to communication and sunk into a dispute over a tech heresy that was considered dead a couple of centuries ago. House Chorda has clamped down on insurgents, yet its acts of brutality breed troublemakers just as quickly as they're executed, and this bloody carousel has consumed the attention of the esteemed incendiar. Koligos Winterscale has abruptly lost all interest in his domain, and his only apparent concern now is hunting even more dangerous xenobeasts.
Wait, really? I didn't realize that it was that bad with them.
And the third and final rogue trader has unexpectedly perished, stabbed in the back by her own Master of Whispers. The Expanse is swiftly losing its protectors right when communication with the Imperium is being disrupted by the raging warp. Basically, all the Expanse has left is me and you, if you follow my instructions.
Oh, the poor Expanse. Theodora cooperated?
And benefited greatly from it. The world's power is not without limit, and neither is the protection it provides. All those mysterious expeditions, dubious experiments, collections of xenotech oddities are dangerous pastimes. It takes more than the Emperor's permission to pursue them without consequences. One must also make sure I am not displeased by it. Let me demonstrate how it works. In your retinue, there is a Psyker who is yet to receive Terra's sanction, which, as we both know, is a grave threat and a blasphemy to the laws of the Imperium. I am aware of this secret, but I'm not displeased in the slightest. And so she lives on, your handy Psyker, Idira Tlass.
I'm being threatened. Yep. Is Heinrich staying in my retinue?
Which would you prefer? And you, Heinrichs, do you wish to continue working at the Honorable Rogue Trader's side?
I will comply with any order, Lord Inquisitor. If you command me to remain in the company of the scion of the Von Valancius dynasty, I won't be distressed.
You won't be distressed. What's your opinion?
Without a doubt, Master Van Kellox has earned my complete trust by repeatedly demonstrating courage, loyalty, and cunning. His mathematical mind, not given to sentiment, can be of great use in an emergency. You, my dear Heinrichs, have made a far better agent than you would have a pilot of an Imperial Knight.
I wish him to continue to accompany me.
Then Master Van Kellox will remain in place. It puts me at ease to know that there is someone to watch over you.
I consider it an honor to accompany you.
I know that Theodora was concerned about the fate of the dynasty and certain restricting obligations due to your partnership. I cannot deny the possibility that Theodora may have lamented losing some of the freedom she enjoyed prior to my arrival, nor will I deny that our partnership began with me exerting a certain amount of influence. However, you are not Lady Theodora. Let us put the difficulties that encumbered our relationship to rest along with her. I do not recommend troubling yourself with affairs of the past, for they have no bearing on your present. Theodora chose to forget about this particular matter. Follow her example, and your fate will be better for it. What kind of deal?
I make no deals, and Emperor forbid that I give you orders. That would mean infringing on your privileges. I'm merely offering well-meaning recommendations and expecting that when the Expanse finds itself in danger, you will break away from your own affairs to heed them. I seem to remember that your exalted aristocrats presented you with many gifts. It would be rude of me not to follow suit.
Oh, God.
Please accept this gift as a sign of my favor. In an hour of need, give it to any faithful servant of the Emperor, and the Inquisition will come to your aid. The color indicates how close the bearer is to the Lord Inquisitor. Scarlet means that you have shed your blood for the good of the Imperium, and therefore, you deserve to have his servants shed their blood for you.
If you want me as your no, Tess, we are not playing that game. No, girl, we not gonna survive. No. I don't see a reason to refuse such a generous offer.
Then we have reached a consensus.
We're not
and
bowing.
I'm pleased to see it.
I can't imagine Tess bowing to literally anyone.
Here is where we part. My shuttle is waiting. It is time for me to return to my watch, for you to sleep, and for your servant to wake up until next we meet.
Tessera, he looks at you in dismay. I assume you now understand what I was warning you about. I pray the throne that you also understand why I was unable to tell you everything. You did everything within your power to let go for me. That's what matters. He lets out a breath and nods. The rumor of a smile plays at the corner of his mouth. You've had a difficult day, Tessera. I will leave you to sleep. Your protectorate and your vassal will be waiting for you tomorrow. Good night. You don't have to leave, Heinrich. Stay. I don't know why that's Calcazar, though. He gives you the smallest shake of his head. Good night, Tessera. He says, emphasizing every word before inclining his head and moving towards the door. So, yeah, I don't think it was supposed to be Calcazar. I think that was supposed to be Heinrich the whole time. Should we finish chapter 2 finally? Y'all, I think we did it. I think we made it through chapter 2. Oh, one of these! I love these! They're always so good.
The rise of the rogue trader heir restored a tenuous equilibrium to the Fon Valancius Protectorate. For a time, threats subsided, activity returned to trade routes, and reclaimed worlds began to heal. The new Lord Captain's subjects praised the God Emperor and their leader wholeheartedly.
It's not gonna last, though.
For
It never
none
does.
knew what fate might await them.